humans, I'm Yoshiller, and welcome back to some more Sonic Rush! In the previous part, I took on the Water Palace Zone as Blaze the Cat. And now, in this part, I'm going to take on the 5th zone, High Altitude, which, as I stated during my playthrough of Sonic's campaign in this game, is my least favorite zone in the game. Now, normally this is the 6th zone for Sonic, it is the 5th zone for Blaze, and the 5th zone for Blaze, or rather, the 5th zone for Sonic will become the 6th zone for Blaze. So in Blaze's campaign, zones 5 and 6 are switched. It's fine. They're about the same difficulty, so I don't blame them. I think this zone is more frustrating. I think it takes a few more cheap shots at times, but since I don't have to look for a Chaos Emerald, since I can dash very high into the air with my little boost attack when I press R, this zone actually isn't too bad to play as Blaze. Also, I can hover. So that's extremely useful for a zone that has precise platforming and takes place in the air. And look, all things considered, for a zone that takes place in the air, you know, a lot of platformer games have that, kind of giving it this industrial vibe, pretty creative. There's just one or two platforming decisions that I disagree with, and I discussed them when I played Sonic's campaign, and I'll bring it up again when I get here. Like stuff like this mechanic of falling and not getting hit by these little bird enemies, I mean, it's fine. There are other gameplay elements in this game that slow down the gameplay, but, you know, like that's fine. It's just the idea that it's so unforgiving otherwise. You get hit by one enemy, you basically get a game over. There's a bunch of instant death hits. You can kind of see it on the bottom screen. There's sometimes these blue lasers. Yeah, those are instant death hits. If you fall, rather than falling all the way to the bottom of the level because you're in the sky and it would take a while, they put those blue lasers there so you die immediately. So if you miss a jump, you know, under normal circumstances, yeah, you die, but getting hit by one enemy and then you die, a little cheap. Just my opinion. But again, I'm saying all of these criticisms out of love for this game because I do thoroughly enjoy it, and I think that all things considered, this is a fine zone. If I had to pick a least favorite zone in this game, it would be this one. But I seem to be getting through it okay. I have to be a little cautious. I have a tendency to, like, you know, press R, boost into the air, and go even higher. I'm okay. I have a tendency to press R, go even higher, and do a bunch of tricks, but maybe on this zone it's not the best idea because I can easily overshoot a platform and die. Here I might be okay. Yeah, I landed on the rail, so I think I skipped a chunk of the level there by doing that, so that was handy. Very nice. Oh, and now we're at the paragliding segment. Alright. This is simple enough. Showcasing that 3D technology, very easy to understand the mechanics. You just move all around, follow the rings. You have enough reaction time to get the rings and dodge upcoming enemies, which should be right around here. Yep. Although I will say it's a little bit of a cheap shot to put the enemies a little close to the ring pads. Like, that set of enemies was fine, that set of enemies was fine, but like, the very first set of enemies appearing right after you're basically told to follow the rings, a little cheap. I'm also surprised I dodged the enemies there, but hey, it's working out. I seem to be okay. As long as I maintain my composure and have a sense of reaction, I'll be fine. Now, if I recall, the level's not immediately over. There's like one more thing, and this is the part I'm gonna complain about. Yeah, this. So, we have these falling platforms, right? That's fine. This exact idea of just having multiple platforms fall at the same time and you climb them to get to the top, that's been done in video games all the time. Usually it's on top of a waterfall. And I did a fine job there, right? Not too tricky. Did it on my first try, while talking. But I assure you, if I was 1 second or 2 seconds slower, I would not have made it to the top. And I guess that's the idea. Oh, I didn't get the S rank. Shoot, just barely too short. Anyway, if I was 1 or 2 seconds slower, I would not have made it to the top of the level, and there would be nothing I could do because the platforms don't respawn. And all they had to do to make that section less frustrating was add one more platform. And I get it, maybe it makes that section too easy, but I'd rather have a section be slightly too easy than slightly unforgiving, you know? If I take 1 extra second to take my time and pace myself, I shouldn't be, you know, unable to finish the level. Also, this is fun. Normally I'd be reacting more to this, but I already did it in Sonic's campaign, so I kind of already know what to expect. It's still cool. I just knew all that stuff was going to happen and that I could hold down the X button and just talk. But okay, now as for the rest of this, I actually do have to focus on the platforming a bit more. We are moving. It's pretty nice not having to worry about collecting Chaos Emeralds. And yes, I have seen this zone before just a few few days ago when I played it as Sonic, so it's fairly fresh in my mind. It's a good place to rack up points, I'll give you that, because there's so many rails and so many springs and so many of these little things that launch you into the air. Yeah, you want to get your points? Look at that. 4,900 points right there. But see again, now we have this issue of me jumping along these platforms, and if I was 1 second too slow, I might not make it to the top. I might not make it to the top here. Okay, I did. I barely did. But again, I barely did. If I was 1 second too slow, I would not have enough jump height to reach the top. I wouldn't be able to go back and reload the platforms, and the platforms start falling as soon as they're spawned in, which is, I assume, as soon as I land on that little checkpoint area right before it. All they had to do to fix those falling platform segments was add one more platform as a safety net. That's it. That's it, really. Now, is that the only reason that I think this zone is my least favorite? No, I mean, there are a lot of mechanics that could be a little cheaper. What can I say? I'm just somewhat decent at the game. Those segments where, oh, whoopsies. I'm okay, I didn't get hit. There are those segments where you're on the platform that slowly rises up and you kind of control like the little hovering platform with the rocket at the bottom of it. I could do without those. I could do without those. I think that there are cool mechanics in this level, like this paragliding segment. Yes, it slows down the gameplay, but in this case, it's a nice change of pace. Whoa! Okay. I don't know what I was going for there. Either way, I'm fine. There are these loop-de-loops here, and the loop-de-loops are fine, but for a game that encourages you to like keep pressing B to do tricks, it is a little scary because you could easily be going around the loop-de-loop, press B, and then you fall off the platform and you die. In any case, the zone is fine. It's a nice take on sky-based zones. I'm nearing the end of it. I recall this being quite toward the end. Usually the paragliding segments are toward the end of the levels, but maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe there's more than I thought. Let me get a few extra points just in case. Alright, can I beat the level in under 3 minutes? How much more is there? No, I guess there is still quite a handful of level left to complete. Okay, caution here. Caution, caution, caution. Okay, get this. Yeah, for the record, this was the hover platform I was talking about. I could do without this. At least, I could do without this on this level. Maybe this would be more fitting for a different level, but I don't know. I wish I could, like, I don't know, make it go back down, but then I acknowledge that would also be too easy. The idea of a platform that's constantly rising is difficulty in and of itself. In any case, I beat the level in under 3 minutes and 30 seconds with over 200 rings and I did a ton of tricks. Is that enough to get me an S rank? I don't think that. I don't think so. I think that's only an A rank. Yeah. Tricky. It's tricky to get an S rank on those levels. And I did a ton of tricks. So how much more tricky does it need to be? In any case, it's time for the boss fight. And when I did this boss fight as Sonic, I'm fair sure people left comments saying how frustrating this boss fight is. And you know, to be fair, I can totally understand that. This missile attack, or again, it's not really missiles, it's more like bullets, but you know what I'm trying to say. This attack, oh, yep, see, I got hit there, is a little weird with the hitboxes. I thought it was maybe safer to stand still. In fact, for a lot of this boss fight, I think it's safer to just stand still. Now, I'm older, I've played this game before. Heck, I just did this boss fight as Sonic a few days ago. I'm used to this boss fight. But I will openly acknowledge that this boss fight is a bit trickier than the other boss fights in the game, even the last boss. It has some weird hitboxes and hurt boxes on some of its attacks, like that little bullet attack. This attack right here, I acknowledge the timing on landing the hit is a little weird, and because he dips forward, but like his legs are behind his head, I again acknowledge that the hitbox is a little weird. And then yeah, you have to mash the A and B button on this boss fight, which again, I advise either using your index finger and the middle finger, or 2 index fingers. I'm using index finger and middle finger. There we go. And in agreement with this boss fight being a bit trickier than usual, I'm actually not collecting all of the rings at once. I'm going to leave a few in reserve, and I'll collect all of the remaining rings once I'm on the final hit, because I feel like I will get hit again. This attack, again, I strongly believe that the best way to dodge it is to actually stay still and solemnly jump. Alright, we have this attack. Yeah, I guess I'm just used to the timing on that one, but I think I do recall when I was younger that being particularly tricky to land. Alright, come and get it. The sooner we do this boss fight, the better. Okay, 2 more hits. Probably gonna have to do that button mash thing one more time. then I will be on my way. Yeah, I figured this boss fight could be argued as one of the trickiest in the game. I just didn't know so many people had a frustrating time with it. That much was surprising to me. I acknowledge that there are one or two other issues with it, like, technically, technically the camera angle is switching back and forth as I do this boss fight. I was gonna make sure I clicked all the rings. The camera angle switches back and forth every time I land a hit, like it switches around, and sometimes it causes some clouds that were normally in the background to go into the foreground and block me. And yeah, this button mashing attack is not my favorite, because there's just nothing you can do about it. You can't land a hit right afterward. It's just an attack that like takes up time and stalls the timer. Oh no! Oh no! Please no! I just need enough rings. I think I only need 10 rings to get the S rank at this point, as long as I land the next hit. Let's not blow it. Let's not blow it. Okay, I didn't beat it in under 2 minutes 30 seconds, but I did all the hits as optimally as I could. He did hit me, but not during an open hitbox, so hopefully that's still an S rank. It's at least an A rank, and that's fine. But okay, there's that zone. Now here's the thing. Because zones 5 and 6 are swapped for Blaze, that means that the next zone that I'm going to play is Huge Crisis. That's what it's called, Huge Crisis, which is my second favorite zone of the game. And then Zone 7 is my favorite zone of the game, so I get to play my 2 favorite zones in the game back to back. And that's an S rank. Almost a perfect score. I just hung on to those 2 extra rings. But that's okay. We have the 5th Soul Emerald. Ooh. And if you recall from Sonic's story, there was a point where the 2 interacted just before the 6th zone of the game. So now we're gonna have that confrontation from Blaze's perspective. Aha! There you are! Oh, Sonic, Tails! So, this guy's Sonic. Cream, be careful! Come over here! Oh, why? What are you trying to imply? Blaze, so that's your name. Yes, my name is Blaze the Cat. Who are you? Do you know anything about Eggman Nega? Eggman Nega? So he's come to this world too? It's none of your business. This is my responsibility, so I'll deal with it. Hey, that's not how it works around here. The space-time continuum tear is spread. Does it involve you? I didn't expect anyone else to know about this. So, there is a relationship. I said this is my problem. Don't bother me. Oh, hey, Blaze, wait! Sonic, Tails, I'll see you later. Because it's been deprived of the Soul Emeralds, my world is in danger. It's also affecting this world too. I'm surprised someone actually went into action. It seemed like no one here really cared. Blaze, since we finally found Sonic, shouldn't you have asked him for help? Sonic, can you tell me what sort of person he is? Sonic? Well, he's like the wind! What does that mean? And there you go. Once again, Sonic being compared to the element of air, the element of wind, him being speedy. I kind of like that he's associated with air and Blaze is associated with fire. 2 very different types of elements. Air is much more carefree, fire is much more, well, fiery, vicious. I think it's cool. But for now, that wraps up this part of Sonic Rush, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all next time in the next video when I take on my second favorite zone of the game. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh!
Hey, thank you for watching my video all the way to the end. If you want to show your support, one of the best things you can do is leave a comment down below. So if you have anything nice you want to say about the video, or if you have any questions, I'll try to respond to whatever I can at my earliest convenience. Either way, your support means a lot and I really appreciate it. I hope to see you all in the future. Bye-bye!